The past 24 months have been a game changer for the enterprises, all the way from accelerating enterprise workloads to enhancing the productivity of workforces. At the very beginning, the market was exploring with GenAI. That story has changed. At this point, the market is moved to POCs, and some have moved to production and scale. 16% of the customers today are exploring to scale their AI across their businesses. 16%. Last year, mid-year, we started to see another wave of excitement in the market, primarily driven by LLMs taking actions, known as agents. Why was the market so excited about agents? Because it was representing an opportunity to capitalize on their existing investment on GenAI and bring all that acceleration to every corner of their existing enterprise workloads, blending these two words together through function calling and tool calling. And that's why the market was so excited about agents. But you know, agents, they have advanced planning capabilities. They have chain of thought reasoning. They have inference time scaling. That translates to additional compute. Even the underlying models that is powering up these agents, the larger the model, the more capable the model is, but it also requires a larger compute. That translates to an increased cost for the scale of your enterprise. That translates to an increased latency, that's your response time. That translates to an increased carbon footprint and energy consumption. So optimization has become a challenge as the customers are going to scale. Optimizing every layer of the stack, not just the model layer. Your developers are using 5 to 15 different applications, stitch them together to build your GenAI applications, 5 to 15 different tools. We talked to 1,000 developers across the states building AI applications. 75% of app developers are not confident in their AI skills. 75%. Just pair it with the market that is evolving rapidly. There is a huge AI skill gaps in the market, and we are expecting those developers to go and optimize every layer of this stack. That's the #1 challenge that enterprises have been dealing with as they go to production and scale. And that has been the guiding principles for us to design what's next. So today I want to go layer by layer throughout this stack and share the exciting new features and capabilities that we've been working on, starting from the lower level. This is your compute level. You want to have ultimate flexibility to deploy these models on the platform of your choice, whether this is on-premises or it's the multi-cloud of your choice. Today, What's on X.AI is certified to run on AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, IBM Cloud, and I'm excited to share that starting this week, we announced today, it's also certified to run on Oracle Cloud, leveraging the performance and the scalability of OCI for bare metal, paid with the benefits that you get from Red Hat OpenShift. So this is giving you ultimate flexibility on where to deploy your workloads. Let's go up the stack, the model layer. Today, we are delivering models through 3 different channels. Model as a service, this is the multi-tenant capacity serverless we are using through tokens. We also have an increasing number of models in our deploy on demand catalog. That's the dedicated capacity that you use to host your models. We also expanded that to bring your own model. So if you have a custom preferred model that you have customized somewhere else, or there is a model that it doesn't exist in our model catalog, you're welcome to import it on our platform. So together, enabling thousands of models to give you flexibility and choice to pick the right model for your target use case. But we did not stop there. We wanted to truly deliver any model anywhere and bring it to you. Sharing the news that we are bringing to the market a new functionality and capability that we call Model Gateway. It's allowing you to expand the reach of the models beyond what you're hosting on the platform as part of Watson X, opening it up to other models hosted somewhere else, including Anthropic, OpenAI, the highly performant models on Cerebras, memes. The sky is the limit, and this is just the beginning. Picture this. Your workload is on premises. You have some very sensitive workloads, even in air-gapped environments. You pair them with some workloads that you're more flexible to go and test out the performance of, let's say, Anthropic Cloud on AWS, on OpenAI, on Azure, combine them together and deliver where you are. Mix and match, bringing those efficiency to your data versus moving to where the models are. And that's the story of our model gateway. You can treat the models exactly the same as the models that we provide in our model catalog. You have full control on how to configure, who will have access to those models, and under what circumstances. So by default, no data is leaving the platform, it's all within your hands. So we talked about the models, right? For agents, you're gonna need two more components. For models, accessing any models anywhere to optimize for your target use case. Let's talk about the tools, right? Tools are coming from three different flavors. Utility tools, these are the tools like web search, calculator, code interpretations that your developers are gonna have access to. The second categories of the tools are custom tools. Let's say you have a customized RAG pipeline, you want to feed it as a tool to build an agentic RAG pipeline. So custom tools. And the third one is the tools from the ecosystem. There are growing standards in the market, MCP one of them. We are integrated with MCP that is allowing thousands of different tools to bring in and explore. Remember, optionality and choices. Accessing any model anywhere, accessing any tools anywhere. In the middle sits AI frameworks and libraries, bringing these two together. That's your orchestration frameworks, right? Today we are integrated with LangGraph, LangChain. In October we announced the partnership with ProAI. We are integrated with ProAI, our own IBM, Microsoft AutoGen, Llama Index, basically all the popular frameworks in the market because we want to ensure that you can come, experiment, and pick what's right for your target use case. Back to flexibility and choices. Let's say that you build your custom agents, right? It's just 30% of the job done. I like to talk about agent lifecycle management. We call it agent ops, right? Build is just one small piece of that. When you build your agent, the next step is to deploy your agent, to put it behind API, right? There are three things that you want to think about there. One, your developers today are spending an average 18 hours on deploying a GenAI application and scaling it. 18 hours. We don't want them to spend 18 hours. It should be a matter of seconds and a matter of minutes to scale that. So we worked on the experience. This service is available in GA today, so I encourage everyone to go and play it out. One-click deployment from the UI, but also from the command line, single command deployment. We have been designing for enterprise production and scale. Enterprises, when it comes to deployment, they need scalability. They need high availability. They need multiple instances of the same agents that automatically does load balancing. Let's say you want a highly available agent, you want to increase the number of copies to 2 agents. Very easy from the UI. In 2 minutes, you deploy that. You're looking for sending thousands of API calls per second to your agents, you can easily increase the number of instances, scalability. And the last one I like to call out is access control. Everything around the deployment is designed within the same spaces and projects that you are all familiar with. Only people within that project and space have access to this deployment. So you have full control over who accesses a deployed agent, which is a requirement for enterprise. All right, so we talked about the build phase, we talked about the run phase, and now the last piece of the puzzle, monitoring. You know, the absolute worst thing that could happen last year with LLMs was an LLM that could create inappropriate content. The LLMs of today, they take actions, they access data, they access to internal to external tools, right? So you want to make sure that you have transparency and traceability of actions for every agent. And this is a new service that we are releasing, a brand new tracing service that is giving you full visibility into every single action that an agent is taking, paired with latency, cost, and all the information that you care about. In this example, it's the experience for a developer. I have built an AI agent for GitHub Assistant, and something fails. So a developer can go to the tracing and use that information to figure out what went wrong. But imagine this. On top of this tool, we can also monitor the performance over time for the purpose of governance. We can use this data to make sure the agents, they adhere to the policies of the company, right? Which is the foundations for governance. All right, so we talked about the importance of cost performance optimization, having choices at every layer of the stack, from the models to the tools, to the frameworks in the middle. We talked about the 3 stages of agent ops, from building to deployment to monitoring and observability. With that, I would like to invite 2 of my dear friends, Sunny Singh from Verizon and my dear partner, Michael Huff from Mistral, to share more about how they have been using this stack in action. Michael, welcome back. Last year, we announced a significant partnership with Mistral AI. How has been that going? The partnership has been going?
Yeah, I can't believe it's been a year already, but the partnership has been going really, really well. Most all Mistral models are now on Watson X, either as a serverless, on demand, or on-prem. We've seen hundreds of customers using Mistral models, like our flagship Mistral Large, or our Pixtral Large, which is our multimodal model. And the Watson X team has been great about getting models on the platform, often same day when we release them.
Wonderful. Sunny, your team has been exploring with the state-of-the-art models and solutions. Would you like to elaborate more on how GenAI has been influencing your operations and how you've been taking advantage of what's on X platform?
Absolutely. Thank you, Bayu. As most of you know, Verizon is leading in automation and leading in adopting changes, and GenAI being that big change, we see GenAI is going to bring a lot of AI infusion into our existing automation ecosystem. And when I talk about automation ecosystem, I'm referring to 3 key areas where Verizon is focusing. One is planned changes, and second one is unplanned changes, and third one is the network optimization. And place where Mistral comes into picture is into our planned change bucket. And if I double click on the planned change is basically we are trying to increase the developer efficiency by at least 50%. And the state-of-the-art models like Mistral and their likes, what they bring to the table is basically the focused approach in the developer ecosystem. Code models which are very focused, they don't have everything here which we need. It saves power, cost, and give us faster inferencing. That's where we are going basically.
Wonderful. Many of the clients in the audience, they are interested in security, and I know Verizon has unique security requirements. Would you like to share more how the on-prem deployment of your solutions using Watson X.AI has been helping you to address those security requirements?
Absolutely. That's another important question actually. Not just for Verizon, I believe any telecom provider in the room, right? So again, one of the first, I would say the most important one would be the security and data source confidentiality. Like we as Verizon have made a promise to customer that your data is secure. So for that reason, IBM fits the bill of being on-prem, air-gapped environment. All our data remains on-prem, doesn't go to internet. That's, I would say, the prime reason. And then if I add the cost predictability, right? We prefer having a capex-based low-cost model versus an OpEx-based, cloud-based GenAI solution, right? And then latency. Latency is another factor for us, right? We want GenAI solution to be closer to the network rather than doing the round trip to the cloud and coming back, right? And last but not the least, again, the indemnity which Granite and Mistral offers, that's again is a plus for companies like Verizon. We don't want to fall into any IP issues. That's where both the partners are helping us.
IP indemnification. Let me come back to Mistral because Mistral is also providing IP indemnification. But let me switch to the market. The market has been evolving rapidly. Every day a new piece of technology is coming to the market. What excites you as a model provider working with Mistral AI about what comes next?
Yeah, that's an understatement in terms of the pace of innovation. But we're most excited about a new generation of open source models that's coming to market today. And we're investing in models with reasoning capabilities. We're investing in multimodal models, vision, audio, etc. We're investing in complex agentic platforms. And we're bringing all of this to watsonx. So stay tuned, and you'll hear some announcements very soon about some new Mistral models.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the stage. Thank you, Sunny.